Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, has dropped a bomb in the form of a new spacesuit design. Have you seen it? It's amazing and nothing like what NASA has ever done. What does this new spacesuit design look like, and what makes this advanced spacesuit so unique that it's obliterating what NASA has ever done? You're curious, right? Then stay tuned! Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be taking a look at how Elon Musk embarrassed NASA with SpaceX's high-tech spacesuit. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future uploads from your #1 channel about Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and much more. Let's get started. A spacesuit, sometimes known as EMU, an acronym for Extravehicular Mobility Unit, is a garment worn by astronauts to keep them alive in the harsh environment of outer space. Modern spacesuits add a complicated set of technology and environmental systems to the basic pressure garment to keep the user comfortable and reduce the effort necessary to bend the limbs, while fighting the natural inclination of a soft pressure garment to stiffen against the vacuum. Before we go into details about what makes SpaceX's spacesuit unique than other NASA spacesuits, let's take a look at NASA's suits so far. Spacesuits have taken different design turns over the years. Mercury Suit, 1961 to 1963. Project Mercury marked the first time US citizens ventured into orbit around Earth to protect the first astronauts from sudden pressure loss. NASA modified high-altitude jet aircraft pressure suits from the US Navy. Each spacesuit had a layer of neoprene-coated nylon on the inside and aluminized nylon on the outside to keep the suit's inner temperature as stable as possible. This suit was touted as what an actual spacesuit should be like, and it was used throughout the Mercury era. 6 astronauts flew into space wearing the suit before NASA retired it from service. Gemini Suit, 1965 to 1966. Gemini was NASA's second space program and one with more ambitious goals. The Gemini capsule carried a 2-astronaut crew into space and had one uncomfortable mission that lasted 2 weeks. The David Clark Company designed Gemini suits to be flexible when pressurized and took extra steps to make them more comfortable than the Mercury suits. For example, they can be connected to a portable air conditioner to keep the astronauts cool until they could hook up to the spacecraft's lines. These suits weighed 16 to 34 pounds. The suit is connected to the spacecraft via a hose to supply astronauts with oxygen and keep them alive. If the astronaut gets disconnected, the suit offers up to 30 minutes of backup life support. Apollo Spacewalk Suit, 1967 to 1975. The Apollo program brought astronauts to the moon, and it was no walk in the park. The astronauts needed more protection than either the Gemini or Mercury suits could offer. The first people to walk the moon required a shield against fine regolith, or dust as sharp as glass. They also needed protection from wild temperature swings from sun to shade, the flexibility to install gear and pick up moon rocks, and the ability to last for hours away from a spacecraft. The suit came with a dozen layers of fabric, thick boots, and a robust life support system. Each weighed more than 180 pounds on Earth, but just 1/6 as much in the moon's weaker gravity field. First Space Shuttle Flight Suit, 1981. A mission called STS-1, short for Space Transportation System 1, was the first orbital spaceflight of NASA's Space Shuttle program. Columbia, the first 100-ton orbiter, carried a 2-astronaut crew into space and orbited Earth 37 times before re-entering the atmosphere and gliding back to a runway. Astronauts weren't venturing outside, so they only wore an emergency ejection escape suit, which, like the Mercury suit, was a modified version of a US Air Force high-altitude pressure suit. Space Shuttle Flight Suit, 1988 to 2011. The suit that astronauts wore during the Space Shuttle program is sometimes called a pumpkin suit for its bright orange color. The suit is equipped with gloves on disconnecting lock rings on the wrist, liquid cooling, improved ventilation, and extra layers of insulation. The suit was focused on keeping astronauts alive, so fashion awkwardness like the oversized shin pockets couldn't have been avoided. The suit has built-in parachutes, life preservers, and even survival drinking packets. SpaceX's Spacesuit. SpaceX began constructing a spacesuit for astronauts to wear inside the Dragon 2 space vehicle in February 2015. Jose Fernandez, a Hollywood costume designer known for his work on superhero and science fiction films, along with Elon Musk, the creator and CEO of SpaceX, collaborated on its look. The suit's initial photographs were released in September of 2017. During the Falcon Heavy's first flight in February of 2018, a mannequin named Starman, after David Bowie's song of the same name, wore the SpaceX spacesuit. The suit was not pressurized and had no sensors when it was unveiled at the expo. Through a single tether at the astronaut's thigh that feeds air and electronic connections, the suit, which is vacuum compatible, protects against cabin depressurization. Microphones and speakers are included in the 3D printed helmets. The suits are not utilized for extravehicular activities since they require a tether connection and do not provide radiation protection. In order to familiarize themselves with the spacesuit, NASA commercial crew members Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley tested it aboard the Dragon 2 spacecraft in 2018. They wore it in the Crew Dragon Demo 2 flight launched on the 30th of May 2020. The suit is worn by astronauts involved in commercial crew program missions involving SpaceX. The gloves are touchscreen sensitive and the helmets are 3D printed. However, their principal function remains the same: to protect crew members against depressurization, which occurs when the capsule loses air. The suits also guarantee that astronauts have enough oxygen and maintain a comfortable temperature. A single umbilical wire in the seat hooks into the suit and provides a communications link and breathable air. The spacesuits already beat any of NASA's own designs. We wish more data was available regarding the suit, but it seems SpaceX wants to keep it a trade secret due to the Chinese advancements and intention to directly challenge the USA in an all-new space race. As evidenced by the fact that established industry players are still stuck in the Cold War era spacesuit technology, we can tell that SpaceX has had quite the effort on its hands. The Musk suits have darker panels down the sides to visually taper and mold the torso, squared off shoulder lines, aerodynamic seams from collarbone to knee, and matching knee-high superhero boots. They do not have the dangling hoses, knobs, and wires of the traditional suits. The SpaceX suits can do this partly because they are not meant for use outside the spaceship, and thus do not need to be what some call personal spaceships, equipped with an oxygen supply, cooling system, and communications capabilities. And unlike most past suits, which were designed to be comfortable for an astronaut while strapped into a couch, and hence often look baggy and hunched back when vertical, the SpaceX suits look as neat standing up as they do reclining. They also fulfill the myriad and demanding technical requirements of what is an entirely functional garment. A spacesuit is a piece of hardware that must connect to the ship, not just color coordinate with it. That is what distinguishes the suits as an Elon Musk production. As long as space travel was being subsidized by governments, there was no need to make the suits attractive, as the astronaut's safety was the sole concern. Gary Westfall, the author of The Spacesuit Film, A History, 1918 to 1969, wrote in an email, "Yet, if space travel is going to become an activity of private companies seeking profit, they have a natural interest in making their astronauts seem attractive." Like Steve Jobs before him, Mr. Musk has long prioritized the importance of design and technology. In 2016, he told the startup incubator Y Combinator that he spent around 80% of his time on engineering and design. He understands that the look of something is part of the story it tells. It can create an emotional connection that translates into market power, as well as subliminal recognition of a group that comes from a shared identifiable style. NASA itself sees no fault in the spacesuit, as it admits. SpaceX's spacesuit is designed to be functional, lightweight, and to offer protection from potential depressurization. Embarrassed by SpaceX's fashionable high-tech spacesuit, NASA is set on leaving the pumpkin suit in the dust and designing its own next-generation spacesuit. It's time for NASA's astronauts to get some new space duds before they rocket off to set foot on the moon with the Artemis program. NASA revealed it has selected Axiom Space and Collins Aerospace to develop new spacesuits for moonwalks and for spacewalks from the International Space Station. That was surprising because we all thought SpaceX would be selected to build the next NASA spacesuit. Are they still embarrassed by Elon Musk's spacesuit? Maybe. Axiom Space has been credited with the achievement of flying the first private mission to the International Space Station, while Collins Aerospace has had a history with NASA, being responsible for the spacesuit currently used by NASA's astronauts when they are operating outside the International Space Station, and the first suit that allowed astronauts to walk on the moon, the Apollo Spacewalk Suit. Indeed, what the SpaceX suits may represent above all is the ultimate in that previously dismissed initiative: wearable technology. We just have to see what Jeff Bezos comes up with for Blue Origin. What are your thoughts about the SpaceX spacesuit? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, fellow tech fanatics! Before you go and watch another video, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. See you on the next one!